Robert Plant says, I find my vocals on some Led Zeppelin songs horrific now. I'm John Bowden from rockhistorymusic.com. It's almost sacrilegious to talk bad about some Led Zeppelin songs, but what if it's from one of the members, most notably Robert Plant? I mean, I guess he's allowed to say whatever he wants about Zeppelin. When talking about Baby, I'm Gonna Leave You from their self-titled debut in 1969, he did in fact say, I find my vocal on there horrific now. I really should have shut the blank up. The legendary singer says sometimes you just can't stand his voice on certain Zeppelin songs. Through time, like a lot of artists, Plant says he's grown a different perspective on his old band's songs. Like Friends, for instance, from 1970 and Zeppelin III. It featured a band with quite an appetite, wanting to go in a lot of different directions with a lot of different cultures, including a deep hunger for Indian music. Plant says he remembers sharing a bowl of curry with his old neighbors and listening to their Indian music, adding, there's something really splendid and otherworldly about trying to even touch those bigger ideas as a British rock band. To go past the idiom of singing about bars and chicks and all that crap. There are other dynamics of life, and we started to recognize that there. In the interview, Plant touched on a very difficult period for him and for the band Led Zeppelin, recording the album Presence following a car accident that left him with a broken ankle, shoulder, and in a wheelchair, which lasted for at least 7 months. He says the tune Achilles' Last Stand from Presence was the very first song he wrote after the accident. Arguably one of the best songs from that album, with a pleasant nod to Nobody's Fault But Mine. He added the whole of that album, Presence, is absolutely racked with pain. Plus, the fraternity of the band at that time was stretched to breaking point. Years later, he was in a small room with his girlfriend at the time, and he asked her, if you want to know what it was like to be in Led Zeppelin near the end, this was it, referring to Achilles' Last Stand. And as for that Zeppelin reunion that you know everyone, every reviewer, every interviewer is asking him about as he's promoting Carry Fire, his new album, Plant told the Daily Telegraph, you can't really go back. It's tough enough repeating yourself with something that's a year old, never mind 49 years old. I've got to keep moving on. Another great soundbite came from the radio station WFUV, talking about Zeppelin's legacy as a hard rock band. Plant says, I've always been disappointed. Whenever these days, the three of us meet up, it's often a time where we go, yeah, maybe everybody missed the point. They got some kind of point, but they didn't get all the point. Of course, there were many sides to Zeppelin. I think that's one of the reasons any Zeppelin album was tasty and great and bluesy and acoustic and folky and Indian and all the things that we've talked about. It's maybe one of the reasons we can go back and listen to these albums time and time again. Carry Fire is Robert Plant's brand new album. You can get more information on robertplant.com. I'm John Bowden. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, share our videos, and comment on our videos. Coming up in the next few days, we'll have former lead singer of Three Dog Night, Chuck Negron, talking about his meeting Led Zeppelin and doing some shows with the band in the early 70s. I'm John Bowden from Rock History Music.